Yo everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the last trade recap of the week. Today's Friday. We had a 4-day trading week, and this week, I'm not super upset. I did take a loss today, unfortunately. The first loss of the week. I knew that after putting a title, like yesterday's title, I knew I had it coming, you know what I mean? Basically, yesterday's video was called, like, I haven't lost a trade this week yet. I knew that, yeah, this is definitely going to be a losing day. And to be honest, let's look at the trade, man. The trade wasn't amazing. Basically, I immediately got stopped out. Oh, we can go over the execution first. And yeah, man, I actually did end up breaking my rules today. So let's look at the executions real quick. Ended the day down 150 to 158, I guess. Today it says 50% win, 50% loss, but the win was actually a break-even trade that I made like $10 on. And yeah, I broke my rules today. Basically, bro, the trade I entered in on, horrible entry. Setup was okay, but it was just there was just too much, man. We'll go over it in a second, but this execution, I entered in on this 5-minute candle, which was also the open of the second 30-minute candle of the day, and just immediately straight to stop. And yeah, man, it is unfortunate that that happened, and that price action turned to complete garbage after. But yeah, after that, man, I was upset because I was like, yeah, this trade, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like it, really. I mean, we had already had this insane move up. We were obviously very bullish, and I didn't really want to take shorts today. But, we had this little sell-off. We had a breakout of this level here, which I will... Well, let's just... Okay. Yeah, whoa, what the... Okay, boom. This is on the funded account, too. We had the same exact trades, just to show the proof real quick, the executions. What the heck, bro? Why is TradeBait so whack? Like, it won't let me get my... won't let me show the... It won't let me change the time, what's it called? Time frame. Like, it's just so whack. Like, I don't know. TradeBait kind of sucks. But anyways, yeah, this same trade, this same trade. On both my, as you see, funded accounts, we are copy trading. This one we ended the day down 153. Yeah, I had gone in here. I went to the risk settings, turned them off, and obviously I turned them back on now because that was another lapse in judgment. And man, oh man. Anyways, so yeah, if we look at the 1 hour time frame, we can see I had some levels I was looking at. We had a nice breakout of this level. This level came from all the way over here. I'm not even sure if this level is a good level, to be honest, but whatever. Anyways, we broke out of this. Broke out of this level. I saw in the 5-minute we had a little bit of a retest in terms of this pulled back, and then this candle came down. It retested the 5-minute VWAP on SPY. Also, it was a bit of a retest of this breakout. I wanted to see price move up off of the next 30-minute candle. But unfortunately for me, I top ticked it and then went straight to stop loss. So you know what, man, that stuff happens. Like I said, this setup, it was an okay setup. We were very bullish. However, I'm pretty sure we broke all-time highs on SPY. On ES, we were getting close to all-time highs. And yeah, man, I went into the markets, man. I was like, look, I'm going to be extra patient. I'm going to... Because I know we're around all-time highs on ES. I don't want to get caught up with what happened in December happen again, because December, end of the year, we were trading around all-time highs, man. PA was absolute garbage for the first couple of weeks, and that really got to me in the mental, and I just took so many bad trades. I broke my risk management like every day. I was on this horrible losing streak. I lost one of my funded accounts, the one that I got a payout from, and like that was just so bad. So I go into the market, I was like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't even really need to trade today. I'm already up. I'm 0 for 3. I'm 3 for 0, I mean, on the week, 100% win rate so far on the week. I don't even need to trade today. I'd be happy closing out in the profits that I am in right now. And unfortunately, when I saw this setup, I wasn't as patient as I should have been. I went in straight on the open of the 30-minute candle. We'd already moved up an insane amount. I mean, like on the daily time frame, we can see we've had nothing but bullish days for a while. This is actually a level. Well, I doubt we'd get back down there for a while. But anyways, we can see on the daily time frame we had this huge move to the upside. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, the daily time frame is looking like a clean rejection off of that level I had marked out. So whatever. But anyways, you see, we were very bullish. We were like, we've been moving up for a while. I didn't have like 610 marked out on SPY as resistance. I don't know. I guess it could have been like a psychological resistance. It was also like a new all-time high, and that is where we saw a lot of profit taking. And then we had this little bit of a sell-off, and then we just we just went straight to stop. You know, it is what it is. I thought I had at the time I thought I had like a solid setup, but looking back on it, you know, I should have waited to see how that first 5-minute candle on the open of the second 30-minute candle of the day closed. Because, like I said, we are at this strong resistance. We already had some rejections, you know what I mean? We haven't really had, like, a strong buy order. I think that if we had tapped back into this level here and then had a strong bullish reaction off of it, that would have been a better setup to take. Instead, what happened, though, I got stopped out. I was upset because, like I said, you know, I wasn't really very happy with the trade that I took, you know what I mean? Whenever I take a loss, if I'm happy with the loss, man, I'm able to just kind of take that loss and walk away. But today, you know, I wasn't really happy, whether that is because I just immediately got stopped out or whether it was because I didn't like the fact that I had gotten in before waiting to really see how that second 30-minute candle of the day reacted off of after we had a little bit of buyers come in, after we broke out of this low, you know what I mean? But yeah, once I kind of like, I was just like, man, that sucks, you know, I thought I could have taken a much better trade, you know what I mean? So yeah, anyways, that 5-minute candle was pretty bearish. It basically took us back below this level, and I was looking at this reaction. I was looking at buyers coming in off this level. I wanted to waste like the second trade I took, I'm not upset about, you know what I mean? It's just that first trade that I'm not really happy with. And yeah, you know, like we had buyers come in. I wanted to see how this candle would close. And once we started to move up toward the VWAP, we ended up rejecting, closing at the doji. And then the second candle actually opened very bearish and moved us back down below this level. So I went ahead and entered shorts there. And yes, we had this level here, which ended up being the support. Ended up being where all the buyers came in. I was expecting this level to have a bit of a pullback and then a continuation to this level, because this is an area where I really wanted to see price tap into for some very clean longs. You know what I mean? If we had failed to hold above this level, I wanted to see price tap into this level and then have a strong reaction off. But instead, we failed to even break this level, which, you know what I mean, kind of sucked. I was in this trade for a pretty long time, and yeah, I ended up, we basically kept bouncing off a low of day with these. There's just like, bro, like, let's measure this out. If we just go even from this candle down to like the low, we're in 29 tick range, guys. So that's what we had, 29 tick range, and bro, it was just man, this was a frustrating trade to sit through. And yeah, eventually I went ahead and just got out at break even once this freaking candle bounced off a low day again. And let's see in real time if that, yeah, so that's probably a good idea. You know what I mean? And it's like, the problem is with this is that, like, this is freaking expected, you know what I mean? Like, it has huge move up at the very last minute yesterday at the close that literally broke through a bunch of these levels here. And like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, this huge move, and then pre-market didn't really do much except for like right before open, and then at open we just started skyrocketing. So it's like, you know what I mean, this is kind of expected. We're super bullish, we're in a super bullish trend, but we've already moved up so much. Like, we are at profit taking levels, we are at levels where people aren't really trying to buy, but people aren't really trying to like get in on shorts either because of how bullish we are. So we kind of just ended up having this horrible choppy price action, you know what I mean? And I kind of fell victim to that. But, you know, I broke my rules today. I took that second trade, but fortunately for me, I was able to, you know, like, fortunately for one, I'm not upset about the second trade. I think it was a good trade. It was a way better trade than the first one, just because I gave price a little bit more time to develop. And so yeah, I'm not upset about it. The one thing I would say was against trend, which is something that I really didn't want to do. I really didn't want to take shorts today just because of how bullish we were. I was expecting some very quick V-ups, you know, V-shaped reversal. That wasn't I wasn't really super confident with the shorts, but you know what I mean. I took them and I played it very cautiously. I noticed we were in horrible, absolutely garbage PA, and so I went ahead and got out break even, not putting any more risk onto my account with this one. I had like made $10 per account on this trade after losing like 160 on the other one, and then fees. Obviously, fees get you. You know what I mean? Those micros, they are a little costly, but anyways, yeah, like this trade, it's not. Or today, this week, I'm not upset with how I did. You know, it was a 4-day week. I feel like I did the best with what I got. It is unfortunate though. Every single trade, if I had just held like every single trade that I took, then I would have like hit a full trade. Like this trade here. This trade here yesterday, I did actually realize after I recorded my video, I was like, yeah, I was actually like out right before the presidential speech because it was at 11 a.m. EST, but that's like 8 a.m. for me. So, yeah, I mean I can't really be upset with that, you know what I mean? Because it's like, would I hold through like Powell speaking? No. You know what I mean? That's a little bit different, but still. So I went in and took that 1-to-1, and if we had held though, we would have ended up hitting a full TP at 2-to-1. This trade, we got out at break even. We made like $40 on this trade, which is break even. We basically got out at break even after we had some pretty slow PA, but if I'd held and not moved stops to break even or gotten out at small profit, we would have ended up paying a full take profit. I don't know if this is true. Okay, and then yeah, on Monday we actually did, or not Monday, on Tuesday we actually did hit full TP, and we hit 1.96, basically full TP. So yeah, it's unfortunate, you know what I mean? I definitely feel like I missed out, but I also feel like I did good in terms of what the market gave us, you know what I mean? Price action this week, it wasn't horrible. There were some days where it was a little bit rough, a little bit slow, a little bit chop, but overall, you know, I think PA was pretty good this week, in my opinion. I know maybe some people might disagree, but like especially like today, but you know what I mean. I'm not super upset. The only thing I'm upset about is that today we broke our rules, and especially on a day where I was going to the markets, I was like, I can be extra patient. You know what I mean? I don't need to be like really rushing this trade. I don't need to be like, I mean, there's no reason to rush trade at all, you know, but I mean, like I was saying, like, I don't even need to take a trade today, pretty much, you know. I was happy with what I was up on the week, for a 4-day week, you know what I mean. We were up like a little over 400 per account, which across 3 accounts is like 1,200 something, 1,200 and some change, which, you know, it's not amazing, you know, but especially with like how I trade, I was trading very, I feel like very defensively. Like I wasn't really trying to get into these positions and hold for like even full TP, or like I was trying to get out like 1-to-1s pretty much. And I was moving stops to break even just because of how last week went. If you guys missed any of last week's videos, like every single trade I took last week, I was up like I was like right at TP, or I was up like, it was like 2 trades I was right at TP. I was like up a 1.77 to 1 R, and like 1 trade I was up like a 1.3 to 1 R, and then we just got reversed and got stopped out, and that's how we had a red week last week, was because every single trade that I took, we were just like right at TP, we got reversed, and then we held all the way to stops, you know what I mean? So I tried to not do that this week, and ended up playing out against me, unfortunately, but it's like I'm not upset that I did that, you know what I mean? I'm not upset that I was super defensive, especially after what happened last week. The thing to keep in mind though was last week there was a shit ton of news, which can sometimes be good, sometimes can be bad and resulting in things that happened like last week. So, but you know what I mean, it's fine, you know, even taking this loss, taking this losing day, we ended up, the loss was within our risk management. Unfortunately, I added more risk, so like I broke my trading rules, you know what I mean? That's something that's really bad, especially after last week. The same thing happened on Friday. We ended up breaking the rules and we took like an insane amount of trades. Fortunately, the P&L didn't reflect, you know, like a huge loss last week on Friday, but still, it's like we did it. And then also on the first day of January, or not the first day of January, but the first day I traded of January, I went on tilt. So that's already 3 days of the year that we've broken our trading rules, and it's almost, the month's almost under, or the month's almost over. You know what I mean? It is the 24th. So we should be profitable in the month, I think. Anyway, it is nice to have another green week though. We had that one day I traded. I'm pretty sure that was the only day I traded that week. So I guess you call it red week, green week, red week, green week so far. Was that even on the? I don't remember, but I know that in terms of full weeks, fullish weeks, you know, I've had a green week, a red week, and a green week. But unfortunately, you know what I mean, that red week really hit us because we broke our rules that last day, and psychology kind of slipped. And then today, you know what I mean, we ended up breaking the trading rules. So that's the thing that I really like. I can't like. That's why I can't really say that I'm like 100% happy with how I traded this week. You know, if I had just taken that one loss, you know, it wasn't the best setup ever. It was it literally went straight to stops. You know, it is what it is. I basically top ticked it, but you know what I mean. I can still say I stuck to my risk management. So like, you know, and I can still say there was a bit of a setup there. You know what I mean? It didn't play out. It didn't play out at all actually. But like I can still say like, you know, I saw a setup. Maybe I was a little bit too impatient for sure. I should have waited to see what that first 5-minute candle in that new 30-minute candle open had done. Like I should have waited to see how it closed, especially since we are so high up. And yeah, man, like there's so much things I could have done, but all in all, you know what I mean, I would have taken that trade. I didn't really like it that much, but you know what I mean, that's part of trading. You know what I mean, sometimes your trades aren't going to be as amazing as they could be. You know what I mean. And so, yeah, I should have just taken that loss and went about my day. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have been horribly upset with it. You know what I mean? But I did end up breaking my rules. I took a better setup, in my opinion. This was a better setup. Price action just ended up being like turned into like complete garbage. You know what I mean? Which, you know, like I said earlier, it makes sense. But yeah, it's still pretty bad. And yeah, like I'm glad that I went ahead and got out break even. I eventually realized like, yeah, price action sucks. And I already put way too much risk onto this account, so you know what I mean. Even if it does move down, I'm not gonna be upset. But yeah, like I said, I do like this trade, the second trade, a lot better than the first trade. But you know what I mean. We already took that. We already put too much risk on the account. We already, especially with how I've been like closing my trades super early this week. You know what I mean. I feel like putting in more risk is that could have like really put us down on the week. Not put us down, but it could have like basically wiped out like all the profits on the week, you know, which is kind of bad to say, you know what I mean, in terms of R to R, but you know, still it's like, you know, it's true. This week we were trying to be a lot more defensive, you know, in terms of our trading, which I'm not upset about, just because of how last week played out, you know what I mean. But yeah, you know, like I said, I'm happier with this second trade, but obviously it didn't play out. But you know what I mean? If I had just taken that first loss, walked away, you know, I feel like that would have said a lot about like my discipline, my psychology, and I feel like that would have just been a lot better than me trying to take that second trade, changing that daily loss limit again, man. So we're gonna have to keep track of this. How many times I've broken my trading rules? I'm gonna go ahead and write it down in my notes. We've broken the trading rules 3 times so far this year, and that's not good. You know, hopefully we can see 25 broken rules 3 so far. So far we've broken the rules 3 times, and that's not good. You know what I mean? If we can't stick to our rules, man, then we are just not gonna make it as a trader. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been doing really good in terms of the trade that I've been getting, and so there really wasn't any reason for me. The only reason was because I wasn't fully happy with the first trade. I was like 50% happy, 50% unhappy with the first trade. You know what I mean? So that just like, whenever I take a loss that I'm just like not happy with, you know what I mean, it just kind of makes me like like my psychology just breaks, and it's like, dang, like I'm not happy with this. I feel like I can do better, you know what I mean. I feel like I can really, I feel like I can catch a winning trade, you know what I mean. I feel like I didn't really perform as well as I could have, you know, with this particular trade, you know. But you know what I mean, like whose fault is it? You know, I wasn't patient enough, so that's what happens. You know what I mean, catch a loss. You don't really see the full picture of what the markets are doing. I mean, obviously, just like us going straight up every single candle on the open, you know what I mean? Obviously, we're going to have some sort of pullback, and should have said, hey, let's see if this pullback will result in a new leg up, or if we're going to break back into this level and start moving down. And yeah, we kind of just broke into this level and started chopping, you know what I mean? So, all that to say, broke the trading rules today, so it's not great, you know what I mean? Small loss is what it is. Losses are a part of the game, you know. It's like, it's not abnormal to take a loss, especially after taking 3 winning trades in a row. Well, 2 winning trades, 1 break even, which was a small win. But still, you know what I mean? It's not unusual for you to take losses. You gotta get with the program, you know what I mean? Like, losses are part of trading. Even if like you take that loss and you're like, dang, I feel like I could have done better, you know what I mean? If it's not within my risk management, it is what it is. It's my fault that I took that trade, and I kind of screw myself over by putting myself in drawdown for the day, and like instead of waiting for like a really clean setup. Even if we did take this setup, you know what I mean, I feel like I still would have gone out break even, which would have been fine for the day. You know, break even. You know, we saw a short setup. We want to take it. We thought they would probably have no problem breaking this level and start moving down to this area, which is where I wanted to see a lot of buyers come in. Unfortunately, we didn't. And yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean. So yeah, I think that's really it in terms of this trade recap. There's not really much else to say. We broke the trading rules one more time, you know what I mean, which isn't good. But I feel like overall I have been doing pretty good. I just need to get this there's just like this one aspect of my trading that I just can't seem to get under control, which is if I take a loss, I feel it's like so like particular, you know, to like me, you know what I mean? It's like, cause I'm just like I don't know. It's like maybe it's like competitiveness or something, or just like not. The fact that like, you know, like whenever you do something but it's not to your best ability and you fail at it, you kind of like, you like, bro, I can do so much better, you know what I mean? But in terms of trading, if you take that one trade, for me personally, because I've had this huge problem with over trading and taking bad trades, you know, I want to stick to one trade a day, and I want that trade to be very like my loss limit of like 150 really, but I do 165 just because, you know, that's like the absolute max that I would be willing to lose for a day. And sometimes a little bit more because of like fees and because of like spread and stuff. But regardless of that, you know what I mean. If I take that one trade and I take that one loss, you know, and I'm like not happy with the trade, it's super particular to me. But I'm like, yeah, I don't like how I handled this trade. I don't like the trade that I took at all, you know. So I feel like I can do better. Like I want to like show myself, show the YouTube video or whatever it is, you know. I want to be like, yeah, I can do better. This was not a good trade. I can come back taking a better trade. But what usually ends up happening is I will just look for a setup that's not really there, because I will try to force a trade, and then that will just turn into tilt, you know what I mean. Yeah, you know, today if I had just taken that one loss, you know, I wouldn't really be happy with the trade. But at the end of the day, it's my fault that I took that trade, you know what I mean. So I got to really lock in, you know. But you know what I mean. Aside from that one thing that happened today, I'm happy with how we traded this week. You know what I mean. We did very good, in my opinion. We ended the week green, another green week on the books, which is good. You know, a 4-day week. So it wasn't like, didn't make the most crazy amount of profits. Unfortunately, we did take a loss today. And also, the one more thing is patience. I think that my patience should have been a lot better today, like I was saying earlier. But either way, I'm pretty happy with the way I traded this week. You know, and like I said, you know, like, are you ever gonna really have like a perfect week where you're like happy with every single trade you took, every single, like, you know what I mean? Like, no, there's gonna be days where like you take a trade, maybe you got out a 1-to-1, and then price is just like absolutely trending. You know, you missed out on like a 3-to-1. You know, it's like, could you have done better? Probably. You know, so like that's what I say. Like with trading, it's like about sticking to your rules. I feel like as best as you can, and once you start deviating from that, then you start to run into trouble. So today we deviated from the rules. Fortunately, we didn't run into trouble because I was able to identify that price action was turning into like garbage, and when I got at break even. So yeah, fortunately we didn't deviate from, or the P&L doesn't reflect the rule break today. But you know what I mean. If we look at this and be like, hey, I mean, I took a second trade, you know, and my P&L was still the same. It wasn't like it's like I didn't get screwed, you know. It's like, okay, next time we break the rules, you know, like, is that gonna be the same case? Most likely not. So yeah, that we gotta make sure that we kind of I gotta make sure I take the accountability for this, you know what I mean, and try and prevent this from happening again. But regardless, you know what I mean, unfortunately, red day today. PA wasn't amazing in my opinion, and I broke one of my trading rules. It sucks. It happens, you know what I mean. I'm still trying to learn and grow, you know, in terms of this trading, and I feel like I have made a lot of progress. Even just from like coming out of December and coming into this month, you know, I feel like the progress has been really good. But regardless, this video has probably been a little bit long, I think. I feel like there was some important stuff to talk about though, but I feel like I'm kind of just yapping at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully y'all traded a little bit better than me today, and yeah, catch y'all next week. On Monday we get a full 5 days of trading, and yeah, hopefully we can make the most out of that. Anyways, catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.